Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good to be here with you all. I'm Cindy Baker, ADHD productivity coach. How about that Super Bowl last night? I don't know if you're a Super Bowl person, or even if your team, it was the one uh, that you wanted to win, or who knows? I mean, I just really had no vested interest in either team, but I'm glad to be here with you. I hope you're having a great Monday. And we do have a good topic. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information this evening. And if you want more, I have a whole training on this that I'm going to put in my um, exclusive VIP Facebook group called Focus and Flow. It's only $27 a month to be a part of that group, and you do get double, triple the amount of training in there and great folks to interact with. So if that's something you're interested in, if you can just let me know, I'll hook you up with that. There's no contract. You can cancel anytime, but but I will go into a deeper dive there. And what we're talking about is the importance of time management for entrepreneurs. So I do have a lot of entrepreneurs who are in this community who, uh, I don't know, ADHD just seems to fit with the entrepreneurial lifestyle because we're creative and we get bored easily. So we're always thinking of new things, and um, we can problem solve. So it's a good fit. And as an entrepreneur, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and the novelty and the thrill of a new venture, right? I don't know how many of you are entrepreneurs, or if you how long you've been doing it, but you kind of get caught up in the thrill of starting a new thing and all the endless possibilities, and all the people's lives you're going to change, and people you're going to help, and money you're going to make, and time freedom you're going to get, and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, time flies before you know it. And you find yourself kind of in the thick of things, and you're constantly struggling to keep up with your giant to-do list. You feel like you're working all the time and missing out on stuff that you want to do, or time with your loved ones. And that's why, among other reasons, time management is so, so important. Um, by prioritizing and organizing your time, you can achieve greater productivity, you can reduce your stress, and you can create a healthy work-life balance. So this will apply to you, even if you're not an entrepreneur. So don't tune me out. We're going to talk about the importance of time management for entrepreneurs, and you can probably pick up some tips that would apply for you as well. I'm going to give you some tips to help you stay on top of your game, pretty much. And so understanding the value of time, it is so, so important. Um, it simply means recognizing that time is a finite resource. You cannot get it back. It cannot be regained or replaced. Once it is gone forever. And that means that every minute spent on unimportant tasks is a minute lost that could have been used for something more valuable. And as an entrepreneur, you have to understand that your time is your most valuable asset. It's not your product or your client base or leads. It is your time. And using it wisely can make a huge difference in your success and ultimately your happiness. So by valuing your time, you can prioritize tasks, you can set boundaries, and just make the most of every moment. So you're making sure that you're always moving forward and not getting stuck. You're moving towards your goals. Setting achievable goals and deadlines is is a key aspect of time management. And you've heard about this before, and you're like, yeah, I know all about goals. but it involves more than just deciding what you want to accomplish. It means working backwards, breaking the goal down into smaller, manageable tasks, and then setting a timeline for each one. You have to have clear goals and you have to have deadlines. You may have to have self-imposed deadlines if they're not external. And that helps you stay focused. It helps you motivated. Um, if you have ADHD like me, that we actually are in the habit of waiting until the last minute to do things. So having that deadline does kind of motivate us a little bit, and it gives you a sense of direction and purpose, and it helps you measure your progress, and so you can make adjustments along the way. For example, let's say your goal is to launch a new product, and you might break it down into smaller tasks like research, product development, marketing, sales, and then you'd set a deadline for each of those tasks to ensure that they're completed on time. You have to monitor and make sure you're on track to meet the overall goal by seeing if you're on track to meet the smaller deadlines. And by setting achievable goals and deadlines, you can increase your chance of success because you're making the most of your time. I know this sounds simplistic, but it's amazing. This is one of the top struggles that entrepreneurs report is time management issues. Whether you have, and it's for ADHD or not, prioritizing tasks and delegating responsibilities is really an important part of this whole time management thing for entrepreneurs or really for anyone. And it means focusing on the most important tasks first, because that's not what we do naturally. We tend to want to do what's easier. But you have to make sure that you allocate your time and energy to the things that are going to have the greatest impact on your business. And that involves setting priorities, saying no to low value tasks, getting help when you need it. It's okay to ask others for help. Delegation is an important aspect of prioritizing tasks. I am not great at this. This is something in an area that I'm working on because, you have to be somewhat organized to be able to tell the other person what you need done. And as an entrepreneur, it can be tempting to try to do everything yourself. And really, that's just not sustainable or efficient. So by delegating responsibilities to other people, you can free up time and energy to focus on your core competencies. And then you can empower, if you have a team, you can empower your team, build a stronger, more effective organization. So when prioritizing tasks and then delegating responsibilities, it's important to be clear about expectations. You have to make sure you are clearly explaining what your expectation is. You have to give adequate resources, give support. You can't just say, here, do this, and then nothing else. You have to communicate effectively to ensure that everybody is on the same page. And so by doing that, you really can make the most of your time. You can achieve your goals, you can grow your business, scale your business, all of that. Now, another thing, and I will get into this more in my Focus and Flow training, but you need to eliminate time wasters and distractions. So first you got to figure out what those are for you, and then figure out how you can get rid of them. That's a critical aspect of time management for anyone, but especially for entrepreneurs. We all know there are many things that can distract us from our work. We got social media is a big one, right? The doom scrolling. Emails are taking over the universe. How many emails do you have in your inbox? So many, right? Phone calls and other urgent tasks that really may not be that important. So by eliminating these time wasters and distractions, you can focus on the tasks that matter the most and achieve greater productivity. For example, you might set specific times of day to check your email. Don't just constantly, every time you hear a notification, look over at your phone. Leave it on silent. I even tell my clients to put it in the other room sometimes when they're trying to do deep focus. And then just have certain times a day. There's the only time that you look at email or social media, same thing. And, you can use tools like website blockers to limit your exposure to distractions. Some of my clients do that. You might consider reducing your screen time and being more aware of the moment and what you're doing. Maybe introducing mindfulness practices into your routine that kind of helps you stay focused, but eliminating the time wasters and the distractions. You got to do that because then you'll be able to concentrate on what's truly important. You'll be able to complete tasks more efficiently, and then ultimately achieve better results, which is what we all want, right? Because remember, every moment that's spent on something that's not important is something that's a moment lost that could have been used for something that is important, right? It's you can't get that back. By the way, if you are jumping on live, if you could say hi in the chat, whatever platform you're watching this on, and if you're watching the replay, if you could say hashtag replay, it lets me know people are interested in this topic. And I try to go live at least once a week. But like I said, I'm going to give more detailed, lots of tips for exactly how to do this in my Focus and Flow group. It's only $27 a month, just a VIP Facebook group where you can get double and triple the amount of training that you can get in my free group. So if that's something you're interested in, just send me a direct message or a comment in the chat, and I will get you the link, get you signed up for that. You can, there's no contract. You can cancel that anytime. But again, remember, every minute that you spend on something that's not important is a moment lost that could have been used for something that is important. So keeping a schedule. Now I'm going to go into more detail with my paid members for this, but keeping a schedule and sticking to it is so simplistic, but it is really the crux of time management. You have to do that. You can't just wing it. You can't just get up every day and say, what am I going to do now? You need a plan. If you're an entrepreneur, you don't really have time to waste because there's so much going on and there's so much riding on your shoulders. And so you have to create a plan for how you're going to use your time each day, each week, each month, and then make a commitment and stick to it. I've decided recently that I'm going to try to have an admin day, what I call an admin day, once a month, where I just get all of my papers organized and do strategic planning. That is not time lost. Planning is a good use of your time because it makes the rest of your time more efficient. So you got to have a plan and you got to have a commitment to stick to it. And you can do it, even if you have ADHD, because I work with people all the time who have learned to work with the way that their brain is wired. So having a schedule, helps you prioritize tasks. You can allocate your time effectively for the most important things. It just keeps you organized. Time blocking, that's something that we talk about in my coaching program. And you've probably heard of that, but you need to block out specific time for meetings, work, exercise, leisure or social time. And you might also like schedule regular check-ins with yourself, kind of like my admin day, but to evaluate your progress. So once a week, I look at my calendar and I do some strategic planning. Every day, I look at my daily activities. And now every month, I'm going to do some longer block of time for strategic planning. But you have to be able to evaluate your progress and then make adjustments. This is not just a one and done thing. The key is to find a schedule that works for you and then stick to it as much as possible. And you need a planner. I always say that the best planner is the one that you'll use whether it's paper, digital, or hybrid combo of both. But you got to stick to it as much as possible. You have to be flexible enough to accommodate all these unexpected changes that come up. One of my clients is constantly saying, well, I meant to do this, but then I got sidetracked because I got interrupted. But you have to be able to accommodate unexpected changes or emergencies that come up. So by keeping a schedule and sticking to it, you get greater focus, really. And you can have productivity, you can have balance. This is what we all want. It's important to remember that a schedule, it's not set in stone. You can adjust your schedule as needed, but you got to have one to start with. Having one can help you make the most of your time, and you can help you move forward towards your goals. You need to schedule in breaks. Taking breaks and maintaining a healthy work-life balance, super important. That's an important part of time management, actually. They've done studies that have shown that people are less productive when they don't take breaks. And so many people, especially with ADHD, just like to power through, and they don't even get up to go to the bathroom or eat or anything, and they're in that hyper-focus thing. But you got to schedule times for breaks, and you got to be mindful of your need for breaks. You have to rest and recharge. You have to engage in activities outside of work that bring you joy and fulfillment. I this past weekend had a lot of choir activities with my church. It was an all choir weekend. We did this big thing. And yes, it's super time consuming, but it also brings me joy and fulfillment. And it's a way I can serve the people who are watching online or go to my church in person. And so you have to have that. You have to put those kind of things in your schedule. You have to have a healthy work-life balance. You hear that? And it's not really a balance like exactly even, but you have to be able to integrate your life and your work together. And that helps reduce stress. It improves your overall well-being, and then you can increase your creativity and productivity. Schedule regular breaks throughout the day, even if it's super short, like just getting up and stretching, just stepping away from your computer and walking around, really does make a difference. And you might want to prioritize spending time with people that are important to you, who are important. Sorry, that bugs me when people say that and they should say who, because that is for things, who is for people. Anyway, sorry, language arts teacher here. But you want to be able to spend time with friends and family and have hobbies and interests, exercise, take time for self-care, get fresh air. It's important to remember that taking breaks helps you maintain a healthy work-life balance. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. You have to have breaks. You will burn out if all you do is work. Because if you have breaks, you're going to perform at your best. You're going to avoid burnout. And then you're going to see more success in your work endeavors. It really is a good way to manage your time. Because if you don't schedule the breaks, you end up just getting tired and then quitting and laying around and being frustrated because you're tired. So schedule the breaks to keep your energy up. It's time well spent, and it's a way that you can live a fulfilling and rewarding life. You can stay organized with tools and systems. That is an important part of time management for entrepreneurs. I go into all of these type of things in my coaching program. We don't really have the bandwidth here to cover all of that, but you're interested in finding out more, let me know. But that's an important part of time management. And it just involves using various project management tools and systems to help you manage your time and your tasks effectively. Stay on top of your responsibilities. like maybe a time management app to keep track of your to-do list, reminders, a calendar, scheduling for appointments and deadlines, filing system to organize documents. And there are a lot of tools and systems available, and the key is to find the ones that work best for you and for your business. If you stay organized with tools and systems, then you can streamline your workflow. You can save time and you can increase your efficiency. And you'll be able to kind of see at a glance what you need to do and when, and avoid that stress of feeling overwhelmed and disorganized. So how are we doing? If you're jumping on live, say hi in the chat or comment whatever platform you're watching this on. And if you are watching the replay, let me know that as well. Hopefully this is helpful for you, but it's important to schedule that regular review strategy time. And then during that time, you may want to update your tools and your systems to ensure that they're still meeting your needs and that they're working for you, that they're helping you make the most of your time. Having the right tools and systems in place really makes all the difference in helping you succeed as an entrepreneur. I'll do a separate training on that sometime, and I am going to go into more detail and focus and flow. Again, $27 a month, a lot more training in there. If you're interested in that, let me know. But being an entrepreneur can be it can be rewarding, but it can also be very demanding and stressful. And so it's important to find ways to manage that stress to avoid burnout. It's another thing we cover in my coaching program, stress reduction techniques, and organizational strategies that kind of help you overcome that overwhelm. You want to prioritize self-care. I hate that word, that phrase, self-care, but I can't really think of a better way to explain it. But it's basically just taking care of yourself, because the best thing you can give other people is a healthy you. So you need to eat well, get enough sleep, take breaks, exercise, and reach out to a support system. That's why I love this community of people who are connected through Cindy Baker Coaching, like-minded people who are cheerleaders for each other. In my group coaching program, I love to see the other members hold each other accountable, check in on each other, really begin to care for each other. That's what makes the difference. So whether it's a friend or my coaching group, focus and flow community, a mentor, a therapist, you got to have somebody to help you manage your stress. Help you recognize the warning signs of burnout and take proactive steps to avoid it, because you don't want burnout. If you're starting to see things like exhaustion, detachment from work, just a down feeling, like overall being dissatisfied with your job and your life, you need to see those as warning signs, because you want to manage stress and avoid burnout so that you can perform at your best and you can maintain your physical and your mental health. This is going to help you reap the rewards of being an entrepreneur. Taking care of yourself should be a top priority. So when you think about time management for entrepreneurs, taking care of yourself should be a top priority. This is something that I'm working on because I worked too hard for a while, and now I'm starting to try to balance that a little more. But you gotta manage stress. And if you want to sustain this entrepreneurial journey for the long term, so that you can help more people, you can, pay your bills, have money to give to charities that you want to support, things like that. You got to be able to make the most of your time and your talents. So adapting to changes and staying flexible, that's another a time management technique that we go into in more detail. But there are things that are not going to go as planned all the time. So you have to be able to quickly to adapt. And if you have an ADHD brain, we don't handle change very well. So that's something that we work on in my coaching program. Unexpected setbacks happen, challenges. Just earlier today, I was watching a training from another entrepreneur, and her camera went out, and just she had to be able to adapt, and people were like, what's going on, and the things like that happen, and they require you to pivot, right? But you got to be able to respond. You got to be able to respond to changes in the market, technology, things that change. I just found out recently that beginning in April, I won't be able to use StreamYard to stream my videos into this Facebook group. If you're watching on YouTube, you're fine, but the Facebook group, so I have to be able to pivot. I'm gonna have to figure out how to a workaround for that. Things like that are constantly changing when you're an entrepreneur. It's unpredictable sometimes, and you got to be able to be okay with change, be open to new ideas and perspectives and ways of doing things. And in order to do that, you're going to have to use your time wisely, because you're going to have to make changes and adjust your plans as needed when things happen. Can't get too stuck on one particular outcome, because when we do, we're completely thrown off when something changes. You got to stay flexible. This is something that you'll have to learn if you have ADHD, because we tend to be kind of all or nothing, black or white thinkers. But you got to be able to effectively manage your time and your resources, and stay flexible, stay responsive, because you gotta to stay on top of things, right? On top of your responsibilities, stay focused on your goals, stay motivated, maintain your momentum. And the ability to adapt to changes is key to being able to navigate the entrepreneurial journey, if you will. Make the most of your time and your opportunities. Stay open-minded, always be learning. Kudos to you for being here and listening to this training on time management, because you're a learner. There's a lot of people who say they're interested in learning, but they don't show up. And you showed up, whether you're live or replay. So, so keep doing that. Stay focused, stay a learner, and evaluate and adjust your time management strategies regularly. Schedule those reviews, schedule those strategy sessions, and assess your time management practices to see if it's working, see what's working, what needs improvement. Maybe track your time for a week or two to see where your time is being spent. If you have ADHD, you probably underestimate how long it's going to take you to do something. So practice doing a time audit so that you're more aware of that, and then adjust it as needed. So it's just a continual process. It's not like you can implement one strategy and then voila, your time management is perfect. It isn't going to be like that. Time management is an ongoing process, and what works for you today might not work for you tomorrow. So you have to constantly stay flexible, adjust your strategies, to just stay ahead of the game instead of falling behind. Time management is a key factor in your success as an entrepreneur, because it is something that you cannot get back if you waste it or if you lose it. So you have to evaluate and adjust your time management strategies. That's just as important as looking at your marketing, your products, your sales, all of that. You've got to be able to make the most of every opportunity, make the most of your time. It's a critical skill, and it's essential for achieving your goals, staying productive, as we said, maintaining that healthy work-life balance. So So focus on time management. Take some time to work on time management. It will have huge payoffs. And remember, look at deadlines, prioritize tasks, eliminate time wasters and distractions. Get a planner, make a schedule, stick to it, take breaks, schedule those breaks, use tools and systems to organize, whether it's paper or digital. Watch your stress and adapt and stay flexible to changes. So whether you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, or you've been running your business for years, effective time management is absolutely essential for your success. So you have to make it a priority. And again, if you want more help with this type of thing, I would encourage you to reach out to me. I have a group coaching program where there's tons of strategies and trainings on time management. I also have the Focus and Flow group where you can, it's not live coaching, but it's a place where you can have triple, double the amount of training that you get here. So reach out, let me know if you're interested. If you're interested in coaching, what I usually do is just jump on Zoom with you and find out a little more about you to see if it's a good fit. And you can ask me questions and we kind of go from there. So I do want to tell you one more thing, and that is my Valentine's special. Not really about romance, but it's about communication, which you need for any kind of relationship you have, whether it's work, romantic, family. And I have created a course on how to communicate well when you have ADHD. And for the month of February, I am practically giving it away for $19.95, $19.95, instead of several $100s. So if that's something that you want, I'm going to tell you this secret word, and that is just to see who watches my videos, especially watches to the end, and who reads my emails. And secret word is TALK, TALK. So if you comment the word TALK or direct message me or send me an email at cindy@cindybakercoaching.com, I will send you the link to get your course on communication for $19.95. And it's a great deal, and it's super helpful, super practical. So again, have a wonderful Monday, motivating Monday. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time.